First, I'm going to be breaking down kind of defensive philosophies. Now, just because you're coach, he might tell you some philosophies that is his style of defense. Listen to your coach. I'm just giving you a basic overview, basic rundown on defense and what can really help you as a defender. And I'm going to teach you some things in this video. For instance, making your defender go to his weak hand. Some coaches might want you to play your defender straight up. If that's what your coach wants you to do, listen to your coach. I'm here just giving you some tips and techniques that you can do on your own. And hey, your coach might want you to play your defender to the weak hand, then you're all money. But still, all these defensive techniques are going to help you no matter your coach's system. So the first thing we're going to talk about is full court defense. Now, a big problem young players have is they try to steal the ball from the defender. My goal as a defender is not to steal the ball from my opponent in full court, unless, of course, your coach wants you to just go for the steal. But 9 times out of 10, your coach just wants you to work the offensive player, keep him moving, tire him out, and over time in the game, your opponent, especially the point guard, if you pressure him the whole game and he's not in shape, eventually he's going to crumble, and it'll make your job much easier on defense and offense. Now, Coach Josh, again, like I said, I'm playing him. You want to get in a good defensive position. I'm not going to talk too much about defensive position. I feel everybody knows a good defensive position. Feet kind of wide. You don't want to play like this. You won't be on balance. Get kind of wide. I like to have a hand mirror in the ball and a hand over here to block a pass, to prevent if he tries to pass it or something, and always kind of have my hand mirror in the ball. Now, if Coach Josh attacks my front foot, all I'm doing here is kind of opening up and still trying to stay in front of him. That's key, because I see a lot of players, if they get beat, say he goes here, they try to go this way, it's over. Like, he's gone. So what we're doing here, anytime he attacks a side, I'm trying to stay open right here, trying to keep myself in between my man and the basket. Now, let's say if he does beat me, that's going to happen. You're going to get crossed, you're going to get beat. That's okay. So let's say he beats me. Now, the one thing I'm not going to do, I'm still going to open up here, but a lot of mistake players make is, go Josh, they try to run like this, and they end up staying on the guy's hip. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm trying to do, if Coach Josh beats me, I'm trying to sprint to the spot that he's going to and trying to get in front of him. I'm not running on his side. I'm sprinting to a spot, trying to beat him there so I can get back in a defensive position. Again, you can sprint and get some space. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good now. Now I can kind of get back up. You don't want to sprint to a space and then try to get on him quick, because he'll be able to get by you easy. All right, half-court defense is basically the same, kind of the same principles. We want to stay in between our man and the basket. If he goes either direction, we're opening up, trying to stay in between. If he beats you to a spot, you're running, at least in half-court, you'll probably have more help. But still, you don't want to use too much help, because if you're constantly getting beat, that means your opponent, your teammates having to help, and you're leaving people open. So defense is big as a point guard, so really pay attention, because you can make a team. You might not have any offensive skills, but if you can lock down on D, there will be a spot for you on the team. So half-court D, what I like to teach, again, is forcing the offensive player to his weak hand, which most players, their weak hand is left. So I would force him this way. Now, like I said, some coaches want you to play straight up. If that's what they want you to do, then that's what you want to do. Then that's what you're going to have to do. But you still got to use those same principles. If he goes this way, I'm kind of dropping, trying to keep myself in between the man and the ball. And if he goes that way, it's the same thing. Same footwork. Everything is exactly the same. And the next thing we're going to talk about, again, is kind of that opening, playing defense with the angles. You want to stay on that angle to keep your man in front of you. But again, when you're shifting, you're staying on the ball of your foot. We talked about this in the first step drill last week, and Coach Josh is going to show you some more defensive drills in a second that's going to help you develop this. But you want to stay on the ball of your feet. A lot of players get in trouble when they open up. They get on their heels, and this is how players either get crossed up and fall. You always see players when they fall, they're falling from their hips, because they're not leaning, they're not on the balls of their feet. So what you want to do is, when I'm shifting here, I'm staying on the balls of my feet so I can run. If I get on my flat foot, it's a lot harder to move, it's a lot harder to stay quick and stay in front of your man.
All right, so another key point when you're playing defense and being a great defender in the half court is closing out. You want to know about floor spacing, where the ball is on the floor, and how to properly close out in a strong athletic position to be there and defend the ball accurately and as best you can. So one of the main things is being aware that if you're one pass away, you're going to want to make sure your outside hand is out between the man and the ball. You always want to face like this. You don't want to be facing the ball because then you lose sight of your man. He's going for the backdoor cut. He's scoring. You always want to be right there between the man and the ball, hands out, and when you're going for the steal, if you decide to go for the steal, you want to try for the outside hand, because even if you miss, you still can recover. You still got your eyes on the man, and you can still recover and get to the right angle to defend it.
All right, Coach Josh, now talk about kind of collapsing. Let's say my man passes me the ball, and you're kind of out of position, and you got to run to collapse on him.
All right, so another position that you want to be in is when the man gets the ball passed to him and you're running to collapse against him and close out. You're going to want to make sure you're chopping your feet, making sure they're nice and stable and strong, and you're in a good position, because if you're not chopping your feet, you're not getting yourself balanced and ready to defend in a proper position. Because if you're not chopping your feet, you're just running out of control. He can take any angle he wants, middle of the floor, and break the whole defense down. So you want to make sure you run into it, chop your feet, make sure you're good and base and ready, keeping that outside foot here, and forcing them towards the baseline.
Yeah, and you're still focusing. So let's say Coach Josh does that. He closes it out on me, I attack, it's still the same thing. Dropping, getting in front of me, staying in between man and the basket. So chopping the feet is important on the closeout. And then now he's in great position. I go this way, he's there. I go this way, he's there. He doesn't need a lot of help. The defense doesn't break down. Last but not least, we'll talk about, before we get into some drills, are if the pass comes, the reason he's staying outside is, again, it's way easier to get that steal like that versus he's coming this way, because now say that it's a fake pass. So let's say it's a fake pass, ball doesn't come, now I'm back door. Now switch it up, Josh, do the right way. Now if he does the right way, say he doesn't get the ball, say it's a fake pass, and I go back door, he can still recover and he can still get back. He's in great position. He's not going to get beat.
All right, so we talked a little bit about defense. We gave you some strategies on how to be an effective defender. Now we have a drill here that's going to do two things for you. One is going to teach you to think quick on your feet, because you never know which way your defender's going. So in this drill, you're going to have somebody pointing in a direction, and you're going to want to jump in that direction to think quick. So you'll get used to thinking quick and jumping in a specific direction to beat your man to the spot that he's trying to get to when you're defending him. And two, it's going to teach you to open up your hips and take those right angles so you can be in right position to continue to defend perfectly or as best you can. So in this drill, you're going to want to set up 3 cones or have 3 spots marked, and you'll be standing at the front cone. It's going to be kind of in a triangle. And what you're going to do is you'll have a man or someone in front of you who's pointing either left or right. You want to keep moving your feet, because it's going to be a decent conditioning drill as well. And whatever side they point to, you're going to open up to that side, touch the cone, and come back. It's going to look a little something like this. You're going to be moving your feet. They point to the side, you shift it, and you're back. Move your feet, point to the right side, open your hips, and you're back. So you want to do that real quick. It's going to get those hips nice and open, get you used to taking the right angles when you're defending, and it's going to condition you well.
I hope y'all